Welcome to our I Am series. The title of our message today is, It's an Inside Job. Now, what in the heaven could that mean? It's an inside job? Well, I'll tell you, we're going to base it in Isaiah 41:10. I love the prophet Isaiah. He was so prophetic in so many ways, and he really lived that inside job. So the prophet Isaiah said this, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, and I will uphold you with my victorious right hand." It's an inside job. Everything happens to us according to the way how we are thinking, feeling, behaving, believing from the inside out. So as always, I have a question. Have you ever felt that something is not working in your life? Have you ever felt that something is missing? Perhaps peace of mind, perhaps having all the financial supply that you would like to have, perhaps having that perfect job and it keeps eluding you. Whatever we feel that is missing in our lives, it is truly an inside job for us to create what is not missing. So I will tell you first of all what is not missing. What is not missing within inside of you and me is this. We were created in the image and likeness of God. And in Genesis it says, God saw what he created and he called it good. When was the last time you called yourself good? When was the last time when you felt really good from the inside out about who you are, about where you are in life? In order to create the more in our lives, we must recognize that the more already lives and breathes right here. And we must make that demonstration of calling it forth. I absolutely believe that when we are going through such trying times in our life, whatever it might be, whatever that trying time is to you, what that means is there's an absolute awakening coming forth for you with the I am. Why? Because the true I am is craving itself to come forth. And I'm going to liken this to, I absolutely love growing up in the country. And there's just so many life lessons when you grow up in a rural area like I did. You live very close to the environment, very close to the soil, very close to the ground. And I didn't have running water until I was probably 10 years old. So we had all of these spigots. Well, we had running water. We'd go out to the well, bring in a bucket of water, and then we'd bring it into the house. We'd run it back in. But I am inviting you to take a look at this analogy. So think of an outside spigot. And that outside spigot has a bucket of water, has a bucket underneath it. And so this bucket is and the analogy I want to make is this. This bucket is full of all of why I can't do something. I don't feel good about myself. How come he or she doesn't behave in the way that I want them to behave? How come I'm not where I am, where I want to be? I don't like the way my children behave. All of that. So we're going to put all of that inside this bucket. And we're going to, and now we put all of those worries and inside that dirt in that bucket. So that dirt is full of worry. It is full of our unhappiness, full of why things can't happen in life and what the government did wrong or the grievance I may have against someone. All of that's gone into that bucket of dirt. Now we're putting it underneath that spigot. Now what comes out of a spigot? water comes out of a spigot. So if you put a bucket of mud underneath a spigot and you turn it on, what happens? It gets flushed out. You run in water, you run the water, you run the water, and it gets flushed out. And the next thing you know, you just have a bucket of clear water. So that's what happens when we put all of our grievances against the world, against ourselves, and we put it into that bucket of the I amness. Because remember, this is an inside job, and we get cleansed with the holiness of who we are. We get cleansed with the love of God. For what did Isaiah say? Fear not, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. What does God represent? It represents wholeness. It represents aliveness. It represents wellness. So, let me ask you this. What would you want to fill your bucket up with? What would be that one main thing that you would fill it up with? So this week I'm asking you to fill up that bucket of all of your grievances, of all the things that don't work in your life, of all of the complaining, whatever it might be, because there's awakening that wants to come forth in you. And that true awakening is going to come out when you flush your unawareness, when you flush all of that into that bucket and you pour just the marvelous, wonderful, magnificentness of the water of God upon you. The what comes forth from that is, because it is an inside job, you will demonstrate so much more in your life. Change must come from the inside out. And an inside job is really surrendering to our highest source. Who is our highest source? Our highest source is the God within us. When we surrender, our outer world will change. So I would like to give you an exercise in surrender for this upcoming week. One of the most magnificent ways that we can surrender to who we are is by, like we learned last week, is to be very cognizant, be very aware of the words that we are putting behind the I am. So if you find yourself putting, oh, I am doubtful, take that moment. This is how we surrender. We take that moment and we breathe in and say, I choose to change my heart and mind about this. I am surrendering my doubt into that wholeness that created me. So we just take a moment, we breathe it in, and we say, if I feel like I am working off of that word doubt or fear, I remember I can surrender the allness, I can surrender myself into this fullness of what God is, of what I have been created in and out of. Why is it an amazing inside job? Because we were created in the image and likeness of God. And God saw what it created and he called it good. So this week, call yourself good, because your bucket of unknowingness, of worry, has been very cleansed by your divine nature. And let's go out into our world and declare who we are by saying, I am magnificent, I am whole and complete, and I have been created in the image and likeness of love itself. So I am knowing this with you and for you. And please, contact me at recallingspiritministries.org. I would love to find out how your week is going and what you have declared in your life. Please share with me, and knowing that it's truly an inside job. I look forward to hearing from you. I give thanks that this is so, and so it was. Amen. Thank you for joining us this week for the message of love and light. We are grateful for our members and everyone who made it possible to spread our message of hope and possibility to the world. If you found meaning, joy, purpose, comfort, or direction from our videos, I invite you to share the word with your family and friends. Join our growing community and help us spread the love of light even farther. You can start by saying, as they say, hitting the like button and smashing subscribe. Also, please visit us at recallingspiritministries.org to learn more about us and to participate in our weekly prayers of affirmation.